Welcome to another video by Behind the Veil. I'll weave together the story of Ted Bundy by integrating the physical evidence, psychological profiling, and behavioral patterns that defined his criminal career. This account is grounded in the known facts of his crimes, his psychological makeup, and the forensic processes that led to his capture, conviction, and execution. Before we continue, please subscribe. You are helping our channel so much, and above all, it is free. Thank you so much and enjoy the video. The Case of Ted Bundy. A forensic and psychological narrative, background and psychological profile. Theodore Robert Bundy, born November 24, 1946, in Burlington, Vermont, presented as a charismatic, articulate, and intelligent individual. Raised in a seemingly stable middle-class family, Bundy exhibited no overt signs of childhood trauma or abuse that forensic psychologists typically associate with serial offenders. However, beneath his polished exterior, marked by good looks, charm, and ambition, he studied psychology and law, lay a deeply disturbed psyche. From a forensic psychology perspective, Bundy likely suffered from a severe form of narcissistic personality disorder with psychopathic traits. His need for control, lack of empathy, and grandiose self-image drove his compulsion to dominate and destroy his victims. He was a predator who thrived on manipulation, exploiting his charm to lure victims and evade suspicion. Bundy's psychological profile aligns with the organized serial killer archetype. Meticulous, socially adept, and deliberate in his planning. He targeted young women, often college students or those with a similar demographic, white, attractive, long-haired, reflecting a specific victimology tied to his idealized fantasies, and possibly a projection of rage or rejection. Some speculate linked to an early romantic betrayal, though this is unconfirmed. His ability to compartmentalize his life, maintaining relationships, attending law school, and even working at a crisis hotline, demonstrates a chilling capacity for cognitive dissonance. Modus operandi and crime scene analysis. Active primarily between 1974 and 1978, Bundy confessed to 30 murders across multiple states: Washington, Oregon, Utah, Colorado, Idaho, California, and Florida. Though forensic estimates suggest the true count could exceed 36 or more, his crimes were marked by a consistent modus operandi, MO, refined through experience. Bundy typically approached victims in public spaces, college campuses, parks, or shopping areas, using deception to gain trust. He often feigned injury, e.g., wearing a fake cast or sling, or impersonated an authority figure, e.g., a police officer or firefighter, to lower victims' defenses. This social engineering reflects his psychological acumen in exploiting human empathy. Once he isolated his victims, Bundy's attacks were swift and brutal. Forensic evidence from crime scenes revealed a pattern of blunt force trauma, often to the head using a crowbar or similar object, followed by sexual assault and strangulation. Post-mortem mutilation and necrophilic behavior were also evident in some cases, indicating a progression in his deviance. Bodies were often disposed of in remote wooded areas, complicating forensic recovery. For example, in Washington's Taylor Mountain and Issaquah dump sites, skeletal remains showed signs of dismemberment and scattering, likely to hinder identification. Forensic odontology played a critical role in some cases, particularly in identifying bite marks left on victims, which later became pivotal in Bundy's conviction. Forensic evidence and investigation. Bundy's capture relied heavily on forensic science, though early investigations were hampered by the limitations of 1970s technology and the multi-jurisdictional nature of his crimes. Physical evidence included hair fiber and blood traces found in his Volkswagen Beetle, which he used to abduct victims. In Utah, a 1975 traffic stop led to the discovery of suspicious items in his car: a crowbar, handcuffs, rope, and a ski mask, raising red flags. However, it was the 1978 murder of Kimberly Leach in Florida that provided the most damning evidence. Fibers from Bundy's clothing matched those found on Leach's body, and eyewitness testimony placed him at the scene. The forensic breakthrough came during Bundy's Florida trial for the Chi Omega sorority murders at Florida State University, January 15, 1978. Bundy had entered the sorority house, bludgeoning and strangling 2 women, Lisa Levy and Margaret Bowman, and attacking 2 others. A bite mark on Levy's body was analyzed using forensic odontology. Dr. Richard Souviron, a dental expert, compared the mark to impressions of Bundy's teeth, noting unique irregularities, e.g. chipped and misaligned teeth. This evidence, presented vividly in court with photographic overlays, was among the first uses of bite mark analysis in a high-profile trial and proved instrumental in securing Bundy's conviction. Escapes and behavioral escalation. Bundy's charisma and cunning extended beyond his crimes to his interactions with the justice system. He escaped custody twice in 1977, first by jumping from a courthouse window in Aspen, Colorado, and later by sawing through his jail cell ceiling in Glenwood Springs. These escapes highlight his resourcefulness and lack of remorse as he continued killing during his brief periods of freedom. His final spree in Florida showed a marked escalation in impulsivity, suggesting psychological decompensation. Unlike his earlier calculated attacks, the Chi Omega and Leach murders were reckless, committed in populated areas with witnesses, indicating a loss of control as his psychological state unraveled. Trials and media sensation. Bundy's trials, particularly the televised 1979 Chi Omega trial in Miami, turned him into a media spectacle. His charisma and decision to act as his own attorney showcased his narcissism and need for attention. Forensic psychologists observing his courtroom behavior noted his grandiose posturing and attempts to manipulate the jury, often smiling or winking at the camera. Despite overwhelming evidence, bite marks, fibers, and witness testimony, Bundy maintained his innocence, deflecting blame or offering vague confessions only late in his life. The forensic evidence, combined with Bundy's own admissions in 1989, he confessed to 30 murders in details to investigators, possibly to delay his execution, painted a chilling picture. His interviews with psychologists, such as Dr. Dorothy Lewis, revealed a man aware of his urges but unwilling or unable to stop them, blaming external factors like pornography, a claim forensic psychologists view skeptically given his calculated behavior. Execution and legacy. On January 24, 1989, Bundy was executed in Florida's electric chair at Rayford Prison. Crowds gathered outside, cheering as his death was announced, reflecting the public's fascination and revulsion. From a forensic science perspective, Bundy's case advanced techniques like bite mark analysis and multi-jurisdictional evidence sharing. Psychologically, it underscored the complexity of serial killers who defy stereotypes of overt dysfunction, blending seamlessly into society. Bundy's legacy endures as a cautionary tale of charm masking depravity. His ability to exploit trust, evade capture, and manipulate perceptions challenged law enforcement and forensic science, prompting improvements in profiling and evidence analysis. As a forensic psychologist, I see Bundy as a case study in psychopathy's duality, outwardly normal, inwardly monstrous, while as a forensic scientist, his crimes highlight the critical role of physical evidence in unmasking even the most elusive predators. Thank you for watching, and please support us to subscribe to our channel. Until the next time.